have cleaned up the mating surface for the oil pan, which, as I mentioned before, does not include a gasket. Same for the main seal plate. No gasket, it's sealer. Got that cleaned up. I'm gonna take the oil pickup tube out and tape up the bottom end and the rear main seal so I can get serious about descaling and then painting this block. Serial number, I suppose, looks like 4960651 on the Daihatsu Midget engine. You guys might already know this, but they do make this plastic scraper that's shaped like a flat razor blade, utility razor blade, and it does a decent job of getting old gasket material off. And if you're like me, you're worried about harming the surface, the mating surface. This works pretty well. So if you don't have one of these, Harbor Freight has them and they're cheap. eBay too, not eBay, Amazon has them too. Yet another interesting thing about this vehicle, the thermostat actually screws into place. It's got a small brass threaded screw that holds it in place. So the rear main crank seal arrived earlier than expected. Unlike the other videos that I made where I mentioned all the aftermarket ones I'm getting are terracotta in color, this is black like the original. And there are more than just this single supplier, I believe, but this is who I ordered from, and there's your part number. And I think that 58 by 74 by 10, I think 58's the inside, 74 is the outside, and 10 is the width of it in millimeters. I believe I'm right. If not, somebody please correct me. I have the rear main seal in place. I'm waiting on the RTV, room temperature vulcanizing sealant to cure for an hour before I torque that plate down. Next, I'll do the water pump, and there are some part numbers for you. Those are the gaskets. I'll take the distributor out. I wanted to get some, I put a little scribe in there, but pretty much the joint line in the casting lines up with the top of the head. I'm gonna take this out and check on things, clean it up a bit. All right, I have the oil pan on, finger tight on the retaining fasteners. The RTV that I'm using says wait 1 hour for curing before torquing down. Finger tight only until then, so that's what I'm doing. Got about half an hour left on that. I'm about to finally, I said I was going to install the water pump earlier, but I didn't. But I'm about to do it, and because this new water pump comes with felt gaskets, I don't think you're supposed to use RTV if you have gaskets, so no RTV on the water pump. Here's another part of my adventure. You can see that you have a sensor portal here that's open, one that I had taped up for painting. That's probably, but I'm not certain. I think it's the, one of the temperature sensors, and this is, well, here's part of what was in there. I don't think I hit this when I broke it, but it was apart by the time I got the engine out and on the table. And just looking at the condition of the plastic that encases this, it looks like it was pretty well baked. So that's going to be replaced, and I'm going to get you some part numbers for this thing. I paid $128 plus tax and shipping from Japan. This is the 3-pole, has 4 different connectors on it, and I don't know if this is present on the manual transmission vehicles. It may only be on automatics. If somebody knows, please put a comment on there. But what I think it does is once the vehicle gets to a certain temperature, it permits vacuum, probably delivered by that lower port provides vacuum to the other 3 lines to do things with the engine and transmission. But yeah, it's a shame. It was $128 I did not expect to spend. But over time, plastic and rubber degrade and deteriorate. So be aware that may be in your future if you're working on one of these.